Before you evaluate your next transition, first answer why is this important for you? And that answer needs to be personal. Please make this a point. Whenever I work with people, I coach them, I ask them, what's your mighty why? Okay. And this is something which is not there on the slide. Understand the difference between what if and so what. I'll again repeat, understand the difference between what if and so what. For example, what if Varun, the next transition does not work for you? So what the next transition does not work for you? Did you see the difference? Please understand the difference. Whenever you are answering that I need to make the next transition, please ask yourself, am I answering it from so what or am I answering it from what if? Because many times people are stuck. Now I'll share with you. First is please understand the company's growth potential and be very clear with the stability. Today, I was speaking to one person who got multiple offers. I won't be taking the name of the company, one company which is listed in IPO but is not performing well. It's in the food tech space. Other company which is into the med tech space, medicine plus tech. It is also not performing well. Then the person got an offer from the third company, which is into Series A. And the person was asking, okay, Aditya, tell me, should I join the food tech company, which is on IPO listing, or should I join the next company, which is into medtech, which is under the umbrella of a big brand, or should I join the third company? I just ask yourself, why do you want to join this company? Do you want to join it because of its growth potential? Do you want to join it because of stability? I'm just using the word company. It can be more in terms of the client also. Every connection you are making with a company, with an individual, be very clear. What is the potential? Do I have scope of stability in this relationship, personal, professional, or will it be unstable? Okay. So ask yourself this thing. Now, there is a counter thought. If companies like Google, Microsoft can lay off people after 2 decades, so where is stability? Very clear. And then there is another joke that any question you can ask to the HR, where do you see this company in 5 years? Will this company be open or will it close down? First is be very clear. Do you see potential and stability in the role you are targeting? Do you see potential and stability? Now define the word potential and stability into your own words. Now, another thing, please, when you are defining potential and stability of the company, please be very clear what is your current stage in life. Are you a bachelor? Are you married? Do you have kids? Then accordingly decide the potential and stability. Okay, this is very crucial. Now another thing is, please make list of people who can give you a heads up on the company's potential and stability. Do you have got people who are in the financial space, people who can guide you, for instance, who can guide you, hey, this market share is down, this company is not going to do well? Be very clear who are the people who can guide you, who are the people who would be your mouthpiece and earpiece in the market. Okay, the second thing which is there is company's brand and reputation. Be very clear. What is the company brand? What is the company reputation? Now, for example, I'm just citing one of the recent example. I was working with a person. That person was at quite a high compensation. That person in discussion told me, Aditya, I don't want to work with big brands in India. I asked him, okay, tell me more. He told, because these big brands in India do not have reputation of giving decent compensation. Are you understanding? Big brands in India do not have reputation of paying well. So please be very clear. I'm looking for company which have a good brand as well as a good reputation of a good paymaster. Tomorrow, I shouldn't be exploited just because of the name. Hey, why do you want to work with us? We are a big brand. Okay, thank you. But do you have a reputation of good compensation? Okay, these are two things. You need to balance reputation as well as the brand. Okay, majority of the time people leave the brand because they say it does not have a good reputation of decent salary, high growth, learning. So be careful about this. Okay, be very clear. What is my potential? What is company potential? Where would I be stable? Where would I be unstable? What is company's brand? What is company's reputation? Because there is always a salary correction in the market. But the question is, am I taking responsibility? When you talk about personal growth, you need to define what does personal growth mean according to you. On an average, the working years are 25 years. Everyone just calculate how many years you have been working. Okay. How many years are left? In those remaining years, what kind of lifestyle you want to lead? And for that lifestyle, what kind of adjustments slash compromises would you be making? Please be very clear. What kind of adjustments slash compromising would I be making for the company brand, for the company reputation? This is very crucial. Am I ready to make those lifestyle sacrifices? And please don't take me otherwise. For example, especially for all the female colleagues out here, you need to look, and especially for all the male, please understand, does the company have paternity leave for all the male colleagues? For all the female, does the company have period leave? Does the company have maternity leave? Does the company provide program for growth? Does the company have a learning and development budget? Does the company provide emotional well-being support? Is the culture conducive, or is it a hustle culture? Okay, please be very clear. And this is one of the points which I would be taking it ahead. Third, and the most important thing, is flexibility and work life balance. What do you mean by the word flexibility? What do you mean by work life balance? Be very clear with it. And this is something, people who know that, this is the first question which I give to everyone. What is your work life negotiable, non negotiable? What is your work life negotiable, non negotiable? I cannot work on weekend. I cannot take calls late night. Is this your negotiable, or is this your non negotiable? I cannot travel for 9 hours. I cannot travel for so much distance. Please be very clear with the word flexibility and work life balance. What exactly do you mean by flexibility and work life balance? Because these are the most important questions where people get confused. Do we have flexibility? What do you mean by flexibility? What is company definition of flexibility? Do we have a work life balance? Yes, as long as you are doing your work, we won't be disturbing you. So please be very clear with the term work life balance and flexibility. Okay, and define it into your own words. What do you mean by balance? Do you mean by balance that I shouldn't be bothered over weekend? Then please don't get into a role or an industry which requires your 24/7 support. Okay, if you're looking for a work life balance, please be very clear what kind of industry. For example, in BFSI, in banking, it is mandatory that 10 days you need to take leave, you need to be away from your system. Okay, so please be very clear. What kind of industry would you like to choose? What kind of work would you like to do? Please be very clear with this part also. What is the scope of role? What is the scope of role? Okay, what is expected out of me? What would be my KRAs? What would be my KPIs? What do you expect me to do? That tomorrow it shouldn't be like this. That, is my KRA healthy? Is my KPI healthy? I was just having a conversation today evening where the person boss told him, hey, make the revenue target 3 times. And he was like, boss, are you sure? Then the sales head was telling, you don't explain me, you explain this to my team. Then he was like, hello, I'm just a facilitator. I'm telling you, you go and explain it to your team. A very good example why majority of the company laid off, because they had unrealistic revenue targets during COVID, which came all shattering down the moment COVID got a little relaxed. So please understand, what is your scope of role. The word is your work sustainable? If you had to do the same thing over and over again, would you enjoy doing it, or would you think twice or thrice? And this is the secret of making a transition. Why do people make transition from same career to different career, same industry to different industry, or from one industry to another? Because people say the role which I have, it does not have much scope of growth. It's going to be repetitive. So please be very clear. How would your role evolve? Or only if you're getting 10%, 20% growth in your work. Because if this is the case, then tomorrow I might categorically tell you, hey, you know what? We are making you redundant, because your work can be done by a junior at a lesser compensation also. Okay. So please be clear with this thing. Next thing which is there is growth potential. And remember, this is the reason why I asked you in the first slide. What is your growth potential? How do you define the word potential and stability? Okay. How would you define potential? I have the potential that if currently I'm working for 12 hours, over the years, I can reduce it to 4 hours. Just for instance, ask yourself, what does the word potential mean to me? Because all of you are working professional. You are maturing with your work. What is your growth potential? Don't ask your manager, please tell me what is my potential. Manager will tell you, achieve your KPIs, that is your potential. So be clear. Do I know my potential? Have I established my own benchmark? Or my only benchmark is getting a X salary within the next 5 years? Because that is a very unhealthy potential benchmark. Okay, please be very clear. Next thing, this is the part which is about culture and leadership team. What is the company culture? Peter Drucker has famously mentioned culture eats strategy for breakfast. The company has potential, but if the culture is not conducive, where the bosses are abusing each other, the leadership team is like a big boss house, then you please be careful. Next number would be yours. Be very clear. Have I done homework on the culture? Have I done homework on the leadership team? Whenever you are going in for your next discussion, like one of the things which Pranav told me that, hey, Aditya, it seems like everyone knows you personally. That's the whole idea of culture and leadership team. Can I trust the person? Tomorrow, would the other person be there to support me? Ask yourself, what kind of culture, what kind of leadership team do I want to be part of? Will that person also support me once I leave the organization, or will that person haunt me? Okay, I have seen people whose manager behavior has changed the moment they have applied for IJPs or they have put in their paper. So be very clear what kind of leadership team, what kind of culture you want to work. Okay. And the best way to find out culture and leadership is identify one leader in your industry, go through their LinkedIn profile and just see what is their average tenure. And another thing, a bonus topic which I'll give all of you is, please be very clear with the policies in case you are planning to make a transition. In case you are planning to make a transition, please be very clear with the company policy that tomorrow, if you want to rejoin some company, what is their expectation? Do you need to join at a lower package, at a lower designation, or will they appreciate, accept your increment and then take it ahead?